Hey guys, welcome back to another video this week and welcome to another review everybody, because this one is special. Well, special in a little bit. It's the first TV review I've done. Is it? I don't know, I'll work it out later. But this one is my review of Lucifer Season 5 Part 1. Now, if anybody knows anything right now, on Netflix, Lucifer Season 5 premiere just came out last week, but they're doing it sort of differently. They're doing it in like a Part 1, Part 2 sort of way because, I don't know, they want to make more time for that instance. So, it's a whole season of 16 episodes, but they've shown the first 8 right now, and then they'll show the next 8 later. That sort of thing, So, everybody. Okay, I have been a long-term fan of Lucifer. When it was on Fox when I first saw the trailer, I thought, oh, this is great, because, it's based off Neil Gaiman's character, which I love too much, and I always loved Tom Ellis, and he's always so great in other things. I mean, I saw him in Miranda all those years ago, so I thought it was great. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I've been a bit of an on-again, off-again fan of the show. Mainly in the sense of, it's that sort of weird, typical American thing where it's like, they take a weird, strange idea, which is always good, but then they make it into sort of a procedural kind of thing. Like, they take something and they make a just normal, TV show out of it, in the sense that it's Lucifer solving crimes, that sort of thing. Which I always thought was a little bit, like, the downside of the show, Whereas like a new criminal every single week is just like crime procedural stuff like Law and Order stuff. It's like, oh god, this just takes too long. And then when it went to season 4 and Netflix got it, I thought it jumped to a whole new level. I thought it was absolutely great because you sort of saw that they could do the whole thing in detail. It wasn't just like a write one episode then write a different episode another time. It was more of a flowing thing, which was great. They had an arc, they had that sort of thing. So I was really excited when season 5 came out. I thought, oh, this is great. You carry on this whole thing. You kept elements of the show in. I love the characters. I love Chloe. I love Maze, Menadil, that sort of thing. Perfect. Season 5 gonna be great. And when I saw the trailer for it, I was excited. I was a little bit scared because of the whole premise of what it was, which for anyone, I won't spoil as much. I won't spoil the show as much as I can, but But in the trailer, they show that Lucifer's back. But it's not him. It's his twin brother Michael. Which, when you look at it, you hear about it, you think, oh, that sounds very soap opera-y. It's just like, okay, are we gonna do this? Because this, it's not an original idea. It's not something where it's like, oh wow, that's gonna blow my mind. And there's no such thing as original ideas, but it's not like I can name you a good few crime shows that do it. And for the most part, though, I enjoyed it quite a lot. Part 1 of season 5, I thought it was quite good, but I think it's suffered in something. I think it's suffered in what it had with the previous series. Because one thing I love about series 4, as I just said, was it's a lot of, like a normal Netflix show. It's not like there's no filler episodes. It doesn't just just stop in the middle for some random rubbish and then the plot carries on, the whole story. It's one long story arc, things get subsided, but the whole main thing is that, which I like. Season 5, these first episodes, I think, suffer for that, because it looks like the reason, they split it up, because the whole 16 episodes, it looks like it should flow, but they've cut halfway through the show, so there's just a lot of filler episodes in it, And the fact that there's stuff in it where they go through main story arcs of will they, won't they moments, the whole trusty moments, that sort of thing, like every other TV show does, which I always find a little bit annoying. Because don't get me wrong, I don't mind will they, won't they's, because believe me, every bloody TV show does it. You're just gonna have to get used to it, But it's one of those things where it's just like, you sort of expect things to elevate you, things to get involved in, and the first part of season 5, they sort of go back into it again, and I sort of think this is just going backwards. You don't need to backtrack on these sort of things. I get it, but it just looks like there's at least two or three episodes of the 8 episodes where you look at it and you think, oh damn, we have 8 episodes, we have no idea what to do. Let's just fill it in, that sort of thing. It's just there's a lot of cliche stuff. There's a lot of things where I just think this could be like a network TV show. Network TV shows suck. It's just they do 25 episodes and they do and half of them have to be filler because they have no idea what to film. So it's a bit difficult like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still loved it, And by the end of the eighth episode, it does pick up again, which I do enjoy. It's nice, but like one thing I'm not a fan of is like with Lucifer in the early seasons, the romance of it all was not a major arc. It wasn't the biggest thing out there. It was there, obviously, but it was like here, and then the main story arc was here, that sort of thing. And sometimes it overlapped, which was a pain in the ass, but that's just what it is. And season 4, it's still kept there, but they kept it nice and calm. It wasn't like the main thing I had to focus on. And season 5, that was the main thing. It's like, that Chloe and Lucifer's relationship was like the main story arc for a few episodes. And I just think like, that shouldn't be the arc, Because trust me, I've watched enough TV. That stuff gets really dull in a few episodes. It really does, It just gets so monotonous. It gets so boring. And then I just sort of think like, when Lucifer went to Netflix, that you could go so different, so out of the way. But like, I feel like the couple episodes they played it safe. If you get my drift, But I mean, I think a lot of the other characters sort of grew in that sense. Amando's character, I think grew immensely. Mazikina, her whole arc, I was sort of a little bit arguing about that because like, there's moments in like those episodes where it's like she's basically a light switch, like she'll flip to one thing than the other, and I get that sometimes her character is like that, but I'm also thinking like, just because like that's a bit with the character doesn't mean that the character has to be stupid, like prone to anger does not mean idiot, or like doesn't think ahead, it's just like that, but what I'm only thinking why they're doing this is because it's because series 5 was supposed to be the last season, of Lucifer in general, and then this year they got renewed. So I'm thinking this one, with this, they saw that and went, "Oh damn, we have no idea what to do now." So I genuinely don't really have a good idea what they're going to do for the next episodes. I'm a little bit cautious about it because it looks like they're going to try and end it, but that's just because, for the longest time they thought they weren't going to end it. That's just what happens. But don't get me. I mean, I would still recommend watching it. But that's but it's like, I wouldn't get your hopes up high that like like what happened last season. Last season was, I think, a new high in terms of what the show was. It was better than season 3 for me. Like better than all the others combined. That sort of thing. Because all the others, it was just a simple police crime show. Like we a weirdo and cop solve mystery together every week, that sort of thing, which is nice, but it's boring after a while. And season 4 changed that in the sense that they added more things. They added character development, they added storylines and story arcs, which I thought was interesting. They made the crimes there, but it wasn't like a huge thing, And season 5, I think, suffered a little bit. I think they backtracked. There's also one little story arc in like the later episodes, which should be clever, but it's not, in the sense that like, I could spot it a mile away, and I don't like crime shows that do that, Like, I get the fact that, like, sometimes it can be lazy, because I'm not judging my intelligence and that, but it's just, like, it revolves around the character Ella, that sort of thing. That's all I'll say about that, and someone she meets. It's just, if you look at that, and the situation, you think, like, I was just thinking in my head, like, oh, please don't be this, because, I don't want to be smart. I don't want to work this out like 3 episodes ago, It's just annoying, that sort of thing. And then when it is, just like, oh, I mean, okay, so my overall review of part 1 of series 5. I think I'll give it, because that's the thing, because I'm going to be nice. Nice in the sense that the series hasn't finished yet, so when part 2 comes out, I'll probably watch it from the start all the way to the end to see if it actually flows into it. Right now, I'm only seeing the first half of a season. So right now, I'll only give it maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. Just that. Yeah. Primarily because, like, a lot of it's there that I liked, a lot of it's there that's good, but a lot of it's there but there's also stuff there that suffered it. And I think the writers and the showrunners need to remember that they need to learn that they're not on network anymore. They need to know they're not on Fox. They don't just have to do what they did all these years ago. They can evolve. They can be different, and they got another season coming up. You know, you can branch out, you can be exciting, you know, do things I never thought possible, you know. I mean, you're based on a character by Neil Gaiman, and his stuff is insane. You know, believe me, I've read almost everything he's done. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's my review right now. Did you agree with me? Do you like Lucifer? Do you not like Lucifer? Yeah, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I will do another review of this when part 2 comes out. But until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next week with a new video. Till then, guys, bye.